Uh, okay, good afternoon, everybody, and happy Boxing Day for those who celebrate Boxing Day, which is December 26th. So welcome, friends, supporters, new and old, to the Gray Panthers' final Transformation Tuesday of 2023. So I'm Michelle Arnaud, the outgoing Vice President of Gray Panthers NYC. And just to remind you, our mission is to combat ageism and achieve social justice through intergenerational collaboration and activism. This is the 29th in our monthly series of Tuesdays, in which we provide a safe space to discuss the topic of long-term care and nursing homes. And on this platform, we agree to disagree respectfully as we join together with the goal to ensure dignity in aging while cultivating intergenerational contact. That was a mouthful. The intention is to build bridges and create unity among advocates, residents, families, and industry representatives, as well as across generations. Gray Panthers is committed to continuing the series until we see evidence that the positive change we've been speaking about is being addressed and implemented. All our webinars are recorded, including this one is being recorded right now, and they're all available on our website for your listening pleasure whenever you want to visit gpnyc.org. So today, we're closing the year with a journey to Malawi, a landlocked country in Africa, which Jack just showed us the shape of, with a population of about 20 million. And we are honored to, and we hope to have 3 distinguished guests on today's panel who will address the topic of long-term care. Please type your questions in the chat, and I'll do my best to include all of the questions during the Q&A portion of the webinar. So Jack Kupferman, our longtime president who visited Malawi a few months ago, will serve as our tour guide and facilitator. So Jack, the floor is yours.
Well, thank you so much, Michelle. And just so people on the on this webinar are aware, is that we're going to have a transition in Gray Panthers. It's I've been doing this for a very long time, and Michelle Arnaud will be assuming the role of president. And she has amazing skills that I just aren't as good at. And it is a beautiful thing to assure that there is succession with a talented leader. And my role will change. I'll be the chief catalyst officer. Basically, it's to do the fun stuff without the administrative responsibilities. So I wanted to tell people about how this is this event that we're having here happened and what we're about. In October, I had been invited to deliver graduation remarks at the only home care training college in the country of Malawi. That was an amazing experience because it gave me an opportunity to look at what's going on for the older people and the disabled people in the country of Malawi. The entire health long-term care system is very marginal in Malawi, and it takes visionaries such as Pax Matapweri, who has founded the Life Care Malawi Health College in Malawi to begin the process of putting together an effective long-term care system for the country. It makes a big difference from what we are aware of as long-term care and what happens in Malawi. Certainly, the opportunities for the infrastructure, the health infrastructure, is not robust. And again, as we talk about these visionaries who are so passionate and effective on doing the short term, to try to implement things that will make a difference. And we can learn from some of those things that are going on in terms of the development of passion and the creativity to take what the problem is and to make it and to find solutions. One of the things that I found during my time in Malawi was that there are many people who are passionate about the issues of the development of the country. And how do you go around all of the challenges to achieve what needs to happen? I was very fortunate to be with Life Care Malawi during the graduation, and I have to say that this has been one of the great honors of my life. So every moment I was just so happy and so thrilled to be able to be there and to meet all these amazing people, to hang out with the graduates and to share some of their enthusiasm and their hard work during their coursework that culminated in their graduation. Now, part of what I see as an issue or as a way to make long-term care that kind of transcends both cultures is that long-term care is not just the care of individuals. It's also an aspect of economic development. Now, that is also an issue here because we know that long-term care at all levels is a huge, here in the States and in most of the Western world, a huge budget item, either for individuals or for government. So, and it is not yet that way in countries like Malawi, but it is an opportunity for economic growth. And so using that as a one of the lenses to look through is something unique that we also can look to and look at the advantages and the disadvantages of that. Now, as I was in Malawi with Pax Matapueri, who is not yet on our call.
He is on our call.
He is? Okay, I didn't see him there. I mean,
but Jack, do you want to introduce the video?
Yeah, but before I do that, I wanted to also talk about one thing that did occur. You know, I had also gone to, Pax had arranged to go to something called the elderly home, which is outside of the capital city of Lilongwe, where a young lady put together a facility during COVID to gather together seniors who had been displaced or had been kicked out of their families or had some sort of issues. And as a highlight, as an interesting thing today that talks about the limitations, on the Facebook page, there was a notice, and it kind of highlights the need for long-term care in Malawi. Greeting, dear clan. Great news is here. We now have a wheelchair at the elderly home. This is no mere achievement because we have been struggling for a long time. We have manually been carrying our sick elders in times of emergency and those who fail to walk, posing a big threat on our health, our backbones, as caregivers and that of the grannies with their fragile backbones. We are very happy to let you know that this will be a story of the past, as we will be using the wheelchair in times of emergency and will be of great help at the elderly home. Medical care and medical equipment are our greatest needs at the elderly home. God richly bless you, Mom. This is huge. We will be able to buy food with the funds that we have received. My Mamande Foundation, a beacon of hope for the elderly. That just points out the things that we take for granted, that there will be wheelchairs, are not necessarily for granted elsewhere in the world. But I also wanted to make notice, as Michelle suggests, that we put together a short video that we're going to be showing that kind of highlights what had happened while we were in Malawi and why this is important. Emily, would you be so kind?
Life Care College in Health Sciences has called for more awareness on the role of caregivers in society. President of Life Care Foundation, Pax Matibwidi, said this during the graduation of 120 caregivers and patient assistants at its campus in Chigumula in Blantyre. Matibwidi said the role of caregivers cannot be overemphasized, as many vulnerable groups are not receiving adequate care in communities. Selina Tambola has the details in this report.
The mood was joyful as the graduating students celebrated that they are now trained caregivers and patient assistants. Guest of honor at the graduation, Jack Kopferman, who is president of Grey Panthers in the USA, said this is a milestone for Malawi and called for the concept of long-term care for vulnerable groups to be enhanced.
One of the things that we've noticed, particularly in Malawi, is that the concept of long-term care, meaning how families and others handle those who are in distress, whether they be family members or older people, disabled, or people in some sort of distress, needs to be enhanced.
President of Life Care Foundation, Pax Matibwidi, said the country needs the service of trained caregivers.
Our main aim is to support the community, especially those vulnerable groups, like people with disabilities, elderly people, and patients who are at home, and also children.
And Modesta Magomba, who is District Nursing and Midwifery Officer at Blantyre DHO, said health personnel cannot provide health care to all vulnerable groups in the communities.
Indeed, we have people who are sick in the homes. When somebody's sick, they not only need medicine, there are a lot of things that they need. They need to be assisted with the activities of daily living. So with this training, these caregivers, they are going to help our friends in the communities in order to improve their well-being.
Tandy Godoka, who was the overall best student, explains why she decided to take the caregiving course.
I've observed that here in Malawi, we don't have care homes. Most of the vulnerables are being neglected in the villages. For instance, we are talking of the elderlies. We are talking of the pregnant women. They are not being assisted as in the communities. They are being neglected. Maybe when they would say, I don't know, somebody is growing. But with us, we are going in the community so as to bring a change.
Life Care Foundation has trained over 600 caregivers since it was established in Malawi.
you are Malawian American, and I'm an American Malawian.
Exactly. That's who we are.
Thank you for helping us. This is such a privilege.
Okay, so if I say, come on, can you feel it? Yeah, 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 hey, 2, 3, hey, hey. Focus! Hold! Hey! Hold! Jump down again. One more time. 1, 2, 3. Bring it up. Hands up. 1, 2, 3.
Greetings, dear clan. Today let's talk about gratitude. A grateful heart is a magnet for miracles. Before you move out there and start complaining, blaming people and being bitter about the things that are not working in your life, sit down and reflect on this video. This is a place someone calls home. This is where they sleep every day. Be grateful and never take anything you have for granted.
Emily, thank you so much. So that was a short and kind of powerful video. Michelle put into the chat some demographics about Malawi and older people. But what we're also looking at is, how do you plan for success? And this is part of what we also here in the US had to do. How do you plan for success in terms of long-term care? We're working on that now. And even in the US, long-term care is not a success. There are many problems that we're also addressing, but how do we work together to make some of these things happen? Let us, Michelle, would you do the next honors?
Well, we have Pax Matipuiri here, so would you, we're honored to have you here. And if you'd like to take the floor, you're muted, Pax. So unmute, please, if you can.
And just so you know, guys, that with regard to Pax, this man is a visionary. I am personally honored that I can now consider him a good friend.
Well, we heard that there were 120 caregivers who graduated this term. And I suppose there were 120 for the last year too.
Is that correct, Pax? Oh, you're muted.
Yes. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Great.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Michelle and Jack, and Emily. Thank you, guys. As you heard, my name is Pax Matipuiri. I don't know whether you know my background because I joined this later, but I think Jack knows me very well now. He's a good friend. I was trained in the United States at Oregon State. That's where I was doing my public health masters. I came back to Malawi in 2019, where I started focusing on running the nonprofit organization. So we started working on the caregivers training in Malawi because of the issues that we have been having for a long time. I can confirm to say that we don't have like the nursing homes. It's just only like 2 nursing homes that are owned by white people from UK, and Malawians that are not accepted to go in those nursing homes. But there are just only 2. You can see Malawi has more than 22 million people. But we recently, by that lady Deborah, I think she started little by little, keeping about like 76 people, elderly people, and that's now what she's trying to do to help those elderly people who have been assaulted in the communities and have been abused in the communities. However, like on our sides, we are focusing on the training, and we invited Jack to come to Malawi just to brainstorm on how we can work on this long-term care in Malawi, because we literally don't have those facilities or a program by the government that can assist the elder people. So we have been having a lot of issues whereby a lot of elder people were abused in the community, and they are still abused. Just yesterday, I was told by our principal to say there's one woman, elderly woman, who has been killed in Mulanje, just because people were kind of like suspecting. And the ones who have killed her is just a relative. It is very unfortunate to hear that. You know, people do not understand that we have healthy related issues that comes at the aging population, like dementia, Alzheimer's, and Parkinson's disease. Those conditions, they affect a lot of people here in Malawi. But people, instead of understanding that that's a health condition that can change behavior of elder people. For them, it's not like that. For them, it's like you're practicing witchcraft. So that's why a lot of people here, they need to be trained. So as Life Care Foundation, we are running this college, a community college that is training these people. Of course, they are paying something for us to sustain ourselves, but in Malawi, it's an issue. I don't know what else I can say, but here in Malawi, what we would like to be doing as our vision is to make sure that we have established this long-term care program that can be able to protect the elderly population and also people with disabilities. So we had a discussion with Jack, and it has been like a long discussion about this.
So, but Pax, I have a couple of questions for you.
Yes, please.
How would, first of all, I miss you. And
I miss you too. Yeah, it's
you noticed the shirt?
Yes, I was like, wow, are you in Malawi?
So it's like, how would you describe long-term care?
When I visit New York, I'll bring some more t-shirts for you from
all right.
Malawi.
I would love that. Love that.
Yes.
How would you describe
Yes.
long-term? How would you describe long-term care for older persons, disabled and displaced persons in Malawi? How would you describe it?
It's a tricky question for me, because as you understand now that there's no a structure long-term care in Malawi. So the way I may put it is like a lot of people who are like old, they are living in their homes. But if they don't have anyone to take care of them, they just die like that. They just suffer like that. If there is maybe their grandchild or maybe maybe a son or a daughter or their child, they sometimes like support them. But almost 80%, if not 90% of the elderly population, they live in the villages, whereby they don't have proper health care services. They don't have proper water. They don't have the facilities that can make them to stay longer. However, the Malawians, they seem to be very strong. Even if they can be like about 96 or 100, they still walk a longer distance. I don't know, but that's how it is for those who are able to do some other small jobs like farming. They walk in the long distance to go and do farming for them to get food.
Right.
So
go ahead, Pax.
So for me to describe long-term care in a system in Malawi is not existing. It is just like the individuals like us, Life Care, developing some kind of like section to catch this system, and some other people like Deborah trying to bring up that elderly home. It is just for the individual, but not for the government.
This is where you are the visionary. You are the ones who are bringing the attention to the issue, and with your undying passion and personal mission, your ability to get things done with very little in the way of resources. It is an inspiration not only to me but to many others, and because you're really smart and you know what you're doing, and you understand that all of these are Malawian solutions. As you know, as you noted in that little video when we had our dinner with Patricia, one of the also things that I'm very proud of, remember when she said to me, Jack, you are a Malawian American, and I, Patricia, am an American Malawian. Makes me really happy.
I'm glad to hear that.
So, you know, Michelle asked a question. What inspired you, Pax, to do this work?
What inspired me to do this work, it's because of my exposure being in the United States. For me, I had an opportunity to get a scholarship to come to United States and at Oregon State University, where I was doing my training. Then I had a chance of working, but my passion was to get the exposure in how people live in America. So I had that exposure in working in elderly homes, the nursing homes, and I was even working in the homes of people. And I noticed something similar in Malawi. Then I was like, how come here in the United States, people are able to understand this condition, while back home in Malawi, people are being killed, elderly people are being killed, and yet this condition, it's something that is supposed to be understood by the community. Then I made a decision to say, okay, I think it is time now, like, to get this experience, to get trained in here, and go back to Malawi and help our country. So it was a tough decision, though, to leave United States and coming back to Malawi. It wasn't easy, but I had to do that for the sake of my relatives and my country. So when I came back to Malawi, that's where I established a community college to be training young people in the villages to understand about these healthcare healthy conditions that comes especially at the old age, so that those who are in the community should be able to understand and remove their traditional thinking, their perception, their mindset about witchcraft towards the odd people. So when I started with the training, and our vision is to look at now developing some nursing homes whereby we may be able to have those older people who are not supported within the community, who are abused in the community, so that we can also take care of them within our territory. So that's what inspired me to say, since we have a clinic that is helping the community, and also we have our nonprofit organization that is allowed to fight against the violence for elderly people. So we have those opportunities to save Malawi. So with these people we are training, they are helping as well to spread the word within the community. However, some of them, their intention is to go abroad and the workers, caregivers like to United States, UK, and Ireland, Canada. So it's kind of like we are training people, but others they would like to go and get jobs internationally. Others they are still within Malawi.
In part because they want to make sure that they have solid employment, and those things don't necessarily aren't necessarily local, as Michelle pointed out in her where do the graduates of life care work? Is there local opportunity?
There is a little bit of local opportunity, because we don't have the facilities that are like employing such. However, we are kind of like noticing some, I don't know whether it's like people, they are becoming like civilized. They also now approach us to say, oh, I have my grandmom and they are lacking this. Can we have some caregivers to help us? Then we are doing that and sending the potential caregivers to go and help them. So it's kind of like coming up and opening up, so that a few of them, they are able to get jobs within our community. But I hope if we may be able to have some nursing homes in the near future, these trained caregivers will be able to be employed locally.
That would be fantastic. That is part of the goal. You've just identified one of the things that I had hoped that you would be able to address is how should long-term care be improved in Malawi, and where does Life Care Malawi fit into that? How?
Well, can you say it again?
How can long-term care in Malawi be improved, and where does Life Care Malawi fit into that process?
How can it be improved? Well, I think because we have started, us as Malawians, we need more support with other organizations who can help us in strategizing in how we can put it on the map that the government should be able also to support us. Because as an organization on its own, it is not possible to achieve everything. But if we may be able to put our plan very well, or our strategic planning very well on the table, and able to have the resources for it, and seek for the support from the government to move on with the plan that we can have, then that can also help us in improving the long-term care system in Malawi. However, it is not like we only have the ideas. We have so many people who also have ideas, but what it takes is the support that can be there, the collaboration, the partnership that can be there to move on with the idea that we have started. I know the government have put some other ideas already. They have it in their constitution and the policies, but those cannot be implemented if there is no one to take it and implement it. So it needs a lot of support in terms of putting ideas together and finding the resources that will be able to take that plan implemented.
That great. I mean, there are many other questions that are coming up. One of the questions is, can donations be made to Life Care Foundation? If so, how?
Well, the foundation, Life Care Foundation, can receive the donations in various ways. However, since we are a non-profit organization, it can receive donations in kind. The ones that in kind, it's duty-free. However, in the United States, or another country, if they would like to make a donation, that means it may be through wire transfer direct to our Life Care Foundation account. But yeah, I think that's the only way. When someone would like to donate, that means it has to be in the name of Life Care Malawi Foundation, not in personal names.
What? Yes. With Emily, I know that this is off topic. I just got an email from Patricia Kaliati, one of the former cabinet ministers in Malawi. She asked, can you please send the link to her again? Because she said, I'm experiencing network problems. So
yeah, I just talked with her. She's in the village where the network is a problem. She called me before I joined here. So she says she apologized that she may not be able to get connected because the network is so bad where she is now.
But Emily, can you please send her the link?
Yes, I'm sending it right now.
All right.
Yeah.
So another question I have for you, tax. It's like,
yes.
Who do you think would take the lead in the development of a long-term care system, or in Malawi? Would it be government? Would it be the healthcare industry? Would it be private entities, or would it be NGOs like Life Care?
I can say that like NGOs, like Life Care, because we have a set goals and a focus. While in the government system, it is going to be kind of like bureaucracy, because there are so many things happening there, and some of the things may not be done as planned. So, you know, government always change. You start with this government, when the next government comes again, the next administration comes again, then they start changing other things. While if you are working with a non-profit organization that has set goals and objectives towards that, it is normally implemented as put on the paper, and
Right.
it is more accountable, and it is easy to follow up.
Okay, so I have another question. How can the citizenry, meaning the citizens of Malawi, be mobilized to address long-term care as an example of Malawian pride, economic development, and a better future for the 20 million people of Malawi? And this also, what your answer is also an important answer for the US, because we have that same issue. How do you mobilize people to be interested in long-term care? But I'd like to hear what your off the top.
Well, it's a bit tricky as well to do that. But I think you and I, when we were in the car driving to Salima, we talked a little bit about this, and
Yes.
I suggested a kind of like having some other activities that will involve the government officials themselves, especially like the president. If the president puts a word towards our objective, the whole country is going to listen to that. Because sometimes if you involve these government officials, they are more like they influence a lot of people than just an organization. So when when I was thinking about to mobilize all of this, is once we set up our plan, like strategic planning, like we want to do this, we have this type of project, we want to achieve this, this is the outcome we are hoping to, then we involve the government to endorse such type of project or such type of program we would like to implement. Then we move on with that implementation. And as you go along, you keep on involving the government, not the government itself to implement the project, but to endorse, to support you wherever, so that you should not have a barrier when you are implementing it.
So I have another question. Aside from Life Care Malawi and the elderly home outside of Lilongwe, which I'm just totally in love with, what other examples of leadership in long-term care are there in Malawi?
You mean like in the government system?
It could be government, it could be hospitals, it could be people who are as effective as you are, could be visionaries of various stripe. What are other examples of Malawian innovation in long-term care?
Actually, of course, there are some other organizations that are also trying to look into this to support. So my thinking was, at least when we have this type of ideas, we create partnership, because we have some other people who had also the same ideas previously, and maybe they were not able to implement it because of other factors. So in this sense, for us, it is more of having a section that would like to do and look for another organization that has also another section that may complement the whole system. Because as Life Care Malawi Foundation, it cannot do everything. It is not possible. So yeah, so it is more of like us, we have started as Life Care in training people, looking at putting up a nursing home. Then we look at other organization that has also another component towards the same. So once for us, we are settled in terms of having this program, then we'll be looking for the partnership with local organizations and international organizations that may be able to help us to strengthen our program itself. So the collaboration and the partnership within Malawi, that can facilitate in moving forward with the implementation of long-term care system.
I know that Michelle wants to make
Yeah, I'm going to, I'm sorry, I'm going to interrupt. I thank you very much for this incredible journey we've had. We could speak for hours. It's been a privilege, Pax. Thank you. Sincere thanks. But I also have a special presentation for Jack, because today, as he said earlier, it marks the beginning of a new era for Gray Panthers, because we're shifting roles. And in January, after 15 years of running at the helm of Gray Panthers, which Jack valiantly represented, guided, and kept afloat, Jack is going to become a newly created position, which is Chief Catalyst Officer of Gray Panthers. And in this position, he's going to continue to represent the organization widely, locally, nationally, and globally. And we look forward to partnering more with you, Pax, and other leaders across the globe. And as he mentioned, I'm also humbled to announce that after 2 years as the vice president, the board has asked me to be the next president. And with the support,
congratulations.
Thank you. The support of our small but mighty board, I promise to do my best to follow Jack's example. And one of Jack's greatest achievements during his tenure was to set up and launch an intern program with young people. And some of these lovely, accomplished young people, Jack, have recorded their good wishes to you. And so Emily is going to play a video right now. And I invite everybody to congratulate Jack in the chat.
All right.
When I first started working as an intern for Gray Panthers, Jack told me he would blow my mind every day. In fact, he would check in with me weekly to make sure he was right. While I was admittedly hesitant to these bold claims, working at Gray Panthers has been one of the most unique experiences in my professional career. I'm thankful for Jack for so many reasons, but most importantly, for trusting me to be a panelist at the Global People's Assembly in 2021. I'm sure we could all agree that he has advocated for us on so many occasions. Jack, I wish you the best in your new role as the Chief Catalyst Officer and for all that you do going forward.
So, I like to think that I don't owe Jack a debt of gratitude, but multiple debts of gratitude. A few of them stemming from my summer internships with Gray Panthers NYC in summer of 2015 and summer of 2016. First and foremost, a debt of gratitude for his bringing me on. Also a debt of gratitude for all of the advocacy lessons that he taught me. Lessons that I have looked to apply with my subsequent work, including in local government here in New York City. And I definitely owed a debt of gratitude to Jack for his advocating for me, both personally and professionally, at various points since those two internships. There are multiple other debts of gratitude that I owe towards Jack, but those are just a few of them that stem from my days of being an intern with Jack. I am forever thankful and forever grateful for Jack Kupferman.
Hi everyone, I'm Nellie, and I was a former intern last summer at Gray Panthers. So I do have a funny memory to share of Jack. I remember on this particular day, my brother was mad at me because he accused me of being too loud while he was trying to talk to his friend on the phone. So I was on a Zoom call with Jack, and then in the middle of it, my brother comes in the background and starts making these funny noises to get revenge or just to get back at me. And in that same moment, Jack got up to chase Marty around the room, his dog. So I thought it was funny because I was dealing with my brother, and then Jack didn't even hear the noises that my brother was making because he got up to start chasing his dog around the room. So we were both dealing with different things at the same time. And I just think it's really funny, and it's a core memory that I'll probably carry with me for a very, very long time. I miss you guys, and I hope you guys all have a great holiday season.
Jack, the love that you pour into the internship program was prevalent in every one of our conversations that we've had and continue to have, in each project delegated to me and in every opportunity provided. In my eyes, you truly live age and youth in action. I'd like to reciprocate that admiration by reiterating just how forever grateful I am to you for recruiting me as an intern and for seeing the potential in me when I couldn't. I know it will continue to amaze us as Chief Catalyst Officer. I believe in your big ideas, and I cannot wait to see where you take Grey Panthers next. To new heights, I am sure. With love, Sophia.
Hi everyone, this is Florence Shen. I interned with Grey Panthers NYC during the summer of 2015, and then worked again with the team on the Senior Strong project when COVID first started. Jack, you are my favorite Kogi alum, and there are so many things I wanted to thank you for. The opportunity to speak at the UN, the many great New Year parties at your amazing apartment, and above all, for being someone with such a big heart, and for always having faith in me, regardless of the setback I encounter. I wanted to wish you all the best for the years ahead.
Well, Jack, I hope you were surprised.
I am surprised, and the tears are welling, and I'm kind of overwhelmed.
Okay. Well, this is our thank you to you and to everybody on the call. So I want to wish everybody a happy new year. And please remember that we will be meeting again on Zoom on January 30th with another very rousing discussion about long-term care. Pax, we look forward to working with you also in the new year. So please stay in touch.
I will.
Thank you. So
Wow.
thanks to everybody. Jack, you want to say anything?
I'm kind of overwhelmed, but nonetheless, you know that I'll knock out a few words. First of all, thank you very much. It's so sweet and loving and everything else. God, I love everybody. I love everybody on this call. I'm grateful for the opportunity to do this work. It's my personal mission statement to make an impact on the lives, a significant impact on the lives of older people globally, nationally, locally. And I not only do I look forward to the amazing things that we will be doing, I look back and I see that how much we've done with so little in the way of resources, and we actually have made big impacts throughout the world, throughout the country, throughout New York City. And I'm grateful for all the love that comes that way. And I don't know what else to say right now.
All right. Well, let's all wish each other happy and healthy 2024. So thank you to everybody. And Jack, you can watch the interns over and over again. We'll give you your own copy.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Next month. Bye-bye. Thank you, Pax. It was great.
Yeah, let's keep in touch.
We learned so much. We learned so much. And
thank you.
Okay.